Hey everyone, RTTV is brought to you by... Hey everyone, welcome to the Rooster Teeth podcast. I'm Gus.
I'm Gavin.
I'm Barbara.
And I'm Andrew. Hey.
And I'm Gus again.
That was a slippery start there, Gus.
Why was that?
I don't know, you just
Did I mess something up?
fumbling all over that little ad.
Do you not remember the podcast last week when we literally did not know who was going to cut to next and there was like 6 seconds of silence?
Yeah.
That wasn't me. Don't cut to me.
Something that's just never discussed until we're on and there's no time.
Yeah. That's why this week I was like, all right, what are the orders for the intro?
Luckily Barbara brought it up to everyone's attention before we started. Like, hey, let's talk about the order. Make sure we have that down right.
I'm playing mom today. Which means I'm drinking heavily.
I made myself a drink. Cheers. Cheers, Barbara.
Oh.
And Gav. Oh, and Andrew.
Andrew, cheers. Clink.
Clink.
I set a pretty mood for the podcast tonight. I turned off my light and put on my skylight, so I have all these like stars and clouds moving around my face.
What? Is it a skylight just like a hole in the roof? What are you talking about?
Well, this is a light that hits the ceiling.
A ceiling light, Barbara.
It's called, I'm looking at it right now, it's called Skylight, and light is spelled L-I-T-E because they're being
So
fun.
obviously it's very wrong on every aspect.
Because it's a Miller product.
No, it's from Amazon, okay?
Okay.
Which means it's quality, and I may or may not have found it from TikTok.
Okay.
TikTok's influencing your purchases now?
They really are. It's kind of scary and sad, especially right now when like all you're doing at home is looking for things to buy and spruce up your place with while you have all this time. And then TikTok goes ahead and recommends stuff from 14-year-olds, and I'm like, that looks cool. I'll try that.
Dude, TikTok must sell so much stuff and so much music. Like, if your soundtrack is on a goofy TikTok meme, you must make millions of dollars.
Gavin, we should make a song.
Yeah?
Yeah, we should make
Gav?
a song and get it on a TikTok, a popular trend in TikTok.
How are we splitting the proceeds here? What's the percentage?
Gus gets 100% because it was his idea.
70-30. Yeah.
70-30.
Yeah. You do all the work. I'm just an idea guy.
Let's do it. Let's break it down right now. I'll make a beat.
Wait, I just realized Andrew's the music guy. We got to cut him in.
I like that the three of us just cut Andrew out and he's the music guy.
What? Let's do it.
Oh, that was nice. I like that little bit.
He just strummed the
It's a
string.
nice little strum. It was like someone walks into a room. Can you play it as I sit down? So it's like it was a part of my entrance.
Sure, like we came back from commercial to like a Saved by the Bell episode.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stand over there, and when I sit down, I'll just.
Here it comes.
That was quite good, I thought.
That was pretty good.
I liked it.
Play a ditty for me.
Oh, what are you doing?
I'm twerking.
I don't think the guitar is the appropriate instrument for that,
Nah.
for that dance move.
Oh my goodness.
But I find myself working on you, Barbara. You said you were shopping a lot and like trying to find ways to spruce up your house. I find myself working on my yard a lot more than I would otherwise. Just like going out and picking weeds or trimming stuff
gardening
back.
At all? Like, are you planting anything?
No, not like that. Just making sure the grass is well kept and everything.
You only
is
do that
neat
in
and
Animal
tidy.
Crossing.
Correct. The Animal Crossing has it all. Has all of that covered. I have to plant. I'm getting annoyed with that game because I didn't buy that game to plant flowers, and that's all it's become for me now. It's like I'm trying to raise my island rating, so I'm having to go around and buy flowers and plant them. It's like,
is that why my island's stuck at 2 stars? Because I'm not doing anything with flowers. I feel like the game has come to a grinding halt.
What you need to
because
do
I don't
is
have flowers.
You need to install some fencing, and then get your flowers going.
Oh, it's so boring.
Yeah, it's definitely my least favorite part of the game. I saw you have not played very much, Gavin. I was going through my friends list and judging everyone based on how much Animal Crossing that they've played, and yours is pretty
Are
low.
you serious? I've played a shitload. How much have I played?
I thought it said 10 hours.
Oh, bullshit, ass.
I should look again then. Maybe I'm remembering. Where's my Switch?
Yeah, don't insult me like that. I've been playing
It's not here.
nonstop. I've been playing on the treadmill mainly.
I think I'm at 110 hours.
I'm
I
all
think
in on
I don't
turnips.
remember.
I got
Good
like 500,000
God.
worth
But
of
some
turnips
people-
this week.
I think Ashley and Lindsay are both like at 180 hours. if I
Holy
remember
shit.
right.
My God.
Yeah, there's
See,
a
I've
lot
been
of Animal
spending
Crossing going on.
all those hours that I would have spent on Animal Crossing instead watching Love Island.
A different kind of island maintenance you're doing.
Exactly.
I hate you.
Which now, I got a great text message this past weekend from Gavin to me and Jeff saying that he hates us both because he's now drawn into the Love Island world and is starting off with season 1 and he's addicted already.
Too, I feel like I watched, or maybe like sometime on last week, like Thursday, I watched episode 1 or something, and now I'm on episode like 28 of series 1. I hate it, and it's so good. But that's all I want to say about it.
That's exactly how you describe any of those reality shows. You hate it, but it's so good. It's so deliciously trash.
I've missed the Scouse accent so much, though. It's nice to hear it in all of its grating glory.
What does that sound like?
Hey!
I thought you were about to do the alphabet
Yeah.
in that accent.
Andrew, give us a Scousey theme.
There's definitely like a drinking game to be played with that show. Every time someone says the word, I'm absolutely fuming, you definitely have to drink.
Yeah.
Or if they say, I'm right chuffed, that's another one.
So you're on a different season, right?
I'm on season 4. I've only seen season 3 and most of season 4 at this point, but
So
I
it's-
never
it's
went
season-
back.
Is season 4 the newest one? Like, there's 4 seasons of it?
No, there's way more.
Oh.
Yeah. The thing is, though, with Love Island, and I think Jeff and I talked about it last time when we brought this up, but there's literally, I think, one episode a day or one episode. It's like every single day that it airs. So there's like something like 50 or 60 episodes.
Jesus.
And
In a
they're
season?
all like an hour.
Wow. I thought when we were doing Last Laugh, we did 6 hours for that. I thought that was a marathon, and that was a lot of work, which, by the way, that premiered today. You should check it out at roosterteeth.com. I thought that was a lot of work. I can't imagine doing like an hour-long episode every day. That's just way too much.
It's just like they are pretty much under like 24-hour surveillance every day.
It's like
they don't
Big
really
Brother
like,
with sex.
yeah. Which also brings up my next recommendation for you guys, which is Too Hot to Handle, a new show on Netflix, which is It's like Love Island, except they get punished monetarily if they kiss or have sex.
So
Hey, that's just life, man. That's just life.
Are they just gonna have like all the lads just with massive stalk-ons every morning?
I won that game the first 22 years of my life. Like, there was no contest. That would have been a cakewalk.
You also can't masturbate, which is something that I didn't realize about the show when I started watching it. And then they're like, you also can't masturbate. And all the guys are just like, fuck, dude. They literally are like parading each other around this island. Like no one's wearing any clothes.
What happens
People are
with a
rubbing
wet
up on
dream?
each other. That you probably can't control. Or like
That's
maybe they wouldn't know.
involuntary.
Yeah.
Speaking of dreams, everything. Sorry to segue here, but everything going on has me like in a super fucked up state of mind. I had a nightmare last night that I went to the grocery store and I started walking in without a mask on. It's like, how is it that that's what I'm dreaming about now? Like, I'm having a stress dream about not wearing a fucking mask going to get groceries.
Dude,
Well, it's what everything is about.
I know, it's crazy. So my dreams lately have been almost exclusively stress dreams. Like, I don't have any real regular dreams anymore. Either it's like just like blackness and then I wake up, or it's stress dreams, which have been alternating between like dreams like that where it's like I'm navigating a big crowd trying to hold my breath. It's psychotic. Just nightmare shit. And then I had one the other night, not last night, but the night before, where I was in a grocery store, public place. There was no one in there except it was crawling with snakes. So I was dodging snakes, like crawling up the aisles and like trying. Oh God, horrible stuff.
I don't know
just
how
want
you
like
can dream about blackness.
I just like I don't remember any of the dreams. It's like I just go to sleep and then 8 hours pass and I just like wake up. There's no.
But you're not dreaming about like a void of nothing.
Yeah, I'm not in the sunken place. Like I'm not just in this like.
I like the idea of you showing up to your own dream, but nothing else did, and you're like, well, come on, this is crap.
Yeah, you're like, guys, we were scheduled for 1 a.m. Where is everyone?
You're waiting for the textures to load in the video game, and like they just never load. You're just like in blackness.
I just like walk up to this black void. There's like a tiny note on the ground, just I owe you one dream. God damn it!
I had one the other day that I was in a car in traffic, but I wasn't in the car. Like I was on the hood and I was driving from the hood, and the traffic was so bad, no one was moving, that there were vendors going down car to car. But what they were selling was nail trimmings. They had nail clippers, and they would clip your nails for you. So I was like, oh yeah, my nails are a little long, so I let them clip my nails. But they only clipped like 3 of them, and all the other ones were really long.
Oh, that's so annoying.
Then they told me that it cost $15. I was like, $15? You didn't even do a good job. And then I woke up and I was like, what the hell was that dream?
That's a real clip and switch.
I was so annoyed.
They lured you in with 3 nail clip and then jacked up the price.
It was the free trial. So what's going on with oil? You were saying that oil price has gone all wrong.
It was negative earlier.
What?
So like if I want to buy oil, they give me oil and then money? How's that work?
They pay you to take the oil off their hands.
It wasn't for immediate purchase. It was for futures. So it's like if you would take delivery, I want to say it was in June or July. So it's later in the summer. It briefly went negative, which I think might be the first time that's ever happened. So basically
everyone was piling in, buying like millions of barrels of oil.
The problem is, where do you store that? Where do you keep it? And that's the problem they're having. There's too much of it. They have no more storage. Like they're still pumping it, and they just don't have any place to put it. So they're just looking for people to take oil at this point.
Bathtubs, swimming pools, cupped hands, just whatever you can spare.
So someone with a ton of land could make a killing then, just storing oil.
Where? On top of the land? That's an oil spill, dude.
Well, you can put it in stuff, can't you?
Like what?
The tanker or something.
But right, so it's not someone with a bunch of land. It's someone with a tanker. Then is what you're saying. the land is irrelevant in this.
So the price of oil plummeted, and then the price of tankers must have gone wee.
See, I've got the tanker and no land, so I just have to keep driving it around day and night, day and night.
For legal purposes, the trucks can never stop moving.
It's a real road warrior situation, honestly.
That's crazy. Like what caused that?
It's because people aren't. People aren't. Well, it's been building up over time. People aren't commuting. Oil consumption's way down. I'm sure if you you don't drive, but if you pay attention, like gas prices are ridiculously low right now. If you pay attention, and it's just because there's no demand for it. There is demand, but the demand's really dropped off.
I feel like this would be the best time for Gavin for you to learn how to drive, because hardly anyone's on the road. Oil prices are super low. Like, why don't you do it now?
Yeah, it's like, do I want to learn how to drive on a non-normal condition though? Surely I should be learning when times are normal. Otherwise, when everyone comes back on the road, I'll be like, ah!
But they're like somewhat like, there's still people driving around. It's just less.
That's true.
Like, just, I guess, learning the fundamentals of how to drive would be a good time to do now. I don't know. Like, it's also a good way to pass the time in quarantine. Give yourself something to do.
I take drives every now and then. It's relaxing. You should give it a shot. So I see people in chat are talking about how much gas is wherever they live. I just want to point out, currently here, I think it's around $1.49 a gallon is what I saw when I went out earlier. Oh my God.
That is so insane. That is so insane. It hasn't been that cheap. Since the 90s.
I remember I got mad when I moved here. I moved to Austin in 1998, and there was a gas station like 2 blocks away from my apartment where I would get gas for 98 cents or 99 cents. And I was mad when finally in 1999 the price went above $1. I was like, this is bullshit. And now we're going back down in that direction. And speaking of chat, I just want to point out, if anybody's watching, you can join us in chat and communicate with us. You can create a free Rooster Teeth account. Just go to roosterteeth.com and right there.
Wow.
And
hey, look at that.
You can type up a message, and I'll see it, and maybe we'll talk about it here on the stream.
I guess I'm confused as to why oil can go negative and not just flatline at 0.
Because they need to incentivize people to take it, because people aren't taking it.
Well, free oil is surely like that. People would take it.
I think it did very quickly come back up. It didn't stay negative for very long.
I feel like
someone real fast. Someone said, I think it was Elite Badger. I think it was said there was $1.04 in Madison, Wisconsin right now.
wow.
Oh my
94
god.
cents in
Place has the
Michigan.
lowest oil price.
So I saw 94 cents in Michigan a second ago. Now people are going to
God.
start lying though.
I
Matty Pop.
feel like being one of those people that just like totally like misses the point of the like savings part of it, and like I buy a car just to fill it up. Like, it's so I can't afford not to do this.
You'd be dumb not to buy a car.
That also must be an industry that's suffering right now, is people buying cars. I was thinking about the other day too about people who are trying to sell houses during this time, like trying to have showings or anything. You can't do that. So how do you sell your house right now? And who wants to move during an epidemic either? That must be a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
I can't imagine.
how's
It's weird. Andrew talked about buying a car. I've seen like local car dealership commercials that have started touting their contactless car buying options. It's like, who goes and buys like isn't part of the process normally you go on a test drive, you check out like all the different ones? Like, who's like, yes, I would like a car. I would like to pick it up at 3 p.m. and I'm not going to talk to anybody. Don't get me wrong. I'm excited about the not talking to anybody part of that, but it just seems weird that you could like buy a car and then not talk to anybody and then just get in it and drive off the lot.
Now's the best time to do it for you, Gus.
Apparently.
Yeah, I guess they can't. I mean, you could probably do like a dead drop of the keys for a test drive, surely. Like just arrange where the car is and go and find it and drive it and then put it back.
What they should do is make a cold mailbox where they can put the keys in the mailbox. You just drive by, pick up the keys. They're nice and cold, ready to go.
Cold keys do sound nice.
Why
do.
does that sound nice?
I don't know. It's starting to get warm here, starting to get hot. It'd be nice to have like some cold keys in your pocket. You like reach,
Ooh,
you're like,
don't you love it when your keys are cold?
Yeah, because they're
Like-
not usually cold. It's a nice little change.
Like things that are good cold, right? That aren't food. A pillow, maybe a pair of jeans on a hot day. Keys, though. Keys.
I've never experimented. Should I put my keys in the fridge? Should we find out?
yes.
He says yes.
What else is good cold that isn't food?
Um,
the
Ice.
polar ice caps? Yeah, that's good cold.
Obviously, like drinks and stuff that you'd want cold.
I mean,
food.
let's still qualify that as
That's
food. You're
food,
still
that's
ingesting
food.
it.
I guess that was silly of me.
That was idiotic, yeah.
I think you nailed it with pillow, right? It's like the cool
Pillow.
side of the pillow. That's the number one.
Undisputed champ pillow
Mhm.
for things you
Yeah.
want cold.
I wouldn't want cold jeans though, even on a hot day. Like there's something about getting dressed. I don't like putting on cold clothes, and I've done that before, and it sucks.
Even when it's like super hot here, because I feel like that would be really refreshing when it's incredibly hot. When we're in the dead of summer here.
I guess like I've never had that scenario happen to me because I always, if it's summertime, the AC is running in my place. So I don't wake up hot wanting to put on cold clothes. And I can't think of a scenario where I'd be like outside in the heat and be like, oh, I'm going to put on this ice cold pair of jeans now that just happened to be here.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
What feels better? Coming home after like it's a hot summer day, you come home, you get inside, you step inside your place, and it's like brisk and cool and crisp and feels great, AC humming. Or it's cold outside, it's wintertime, you take a pair of like flannel pajamas out of the dryer, slip those puppies on.
That one. That's way
That
better.
one. Absolutely. Being
Okay.
cold and then walking into something like a warm place, instant satisfaction.
That being said, I have an idea. Guys, this is a growth market. We're going to be disruptors here. Everyone at home usually has a washer and a dryer. We're going to invent a clothes chiller. That way, when it's hot and it's summer, you can put your clothes in there and then it'll cool them down and you can put them on and you can have the reverse feeling where it's hot and you have cold clothes putting on.
Well, how does it make it cold?
Science.
Gus, this is a great idea. We should even be able to store like other items in it, like drinks and maybe like ice and maybe like meat we want to keep fresh for a long time.
Yeah.
Maybe
What could you call it?
I don't know. Maybe a cool maker. There it is.
Well, you are frigid when you put it on, so I'm thinking something along the lines of frigid, fridge, maybe for short.
Is that relation to refrigerator, frigid?
I don't know.
Like
I doubt so.
I don't walk outside and get oveny. But I feel like, Gus, all you're describing, you were comparing it to a washer and a dryer. You were just describing a washer without a dryer.
It's not going to be wet. Don't be stupid.
But if it's cold, if you've got a cold item in a hot room, it's wet.
No, what? That's not at all.
What do you mean?
It's a dry, cool piece of clothing.
It can't be dry and cool if your surroundings are hot, surely. Because it will just condense all the hot air into your cold item.
No.
I've heard some people put their jeans in the freezer when they're dirty, and apparently that keeps them fresh. You guys have heard this before?
I have heard that. Yeah.
Well, I think that probably is basing it on like, because what usually causes like odor and like smell is bacteria, and freezing it would kill the
Hence
germs.
the
and bacteria.
cold keys for your test drive. They're bacteria free.
Eric says that doesn't work.
You know what would be better at killing bacteria than cold keys? Really hot keys. Right?
But then the metal will burn your hand.
Yeah, you'll hurt yourself with that.
From the makers of cold keys comes molten keys.
Oh yeah, someone who is this whale poops in chat says that I'm right. It's called a dryer, not a heater. Fair point.
All right.
I never thought about it that way. Could you? Yeah, I feel like there's just those appliances, things that you just take for granted, like the dryer. Like I'm really thinking about it now. Like, is it stupid that you have an item that does that?
What do you mean?
There's a lot of places that don't. Like, I heard somewhere recently that a lot of places in Europe, like dryers aren't as common. People tend to air dry or lay flat a lot of things,
right.
Or they have like things outside to hang things to dry more commonly than actually owning a dryer.
In England, I would always just hang stuff outside, just if it wasn't raining. But here, if I do that, it just gets everything is covered in bugs. I end up with like 50% coverage and flies and stuff.
And pollen.
Yeah, it just gets dirty.
Yeah, if stuff needs to hang to dry for me, I just hang it like on my shower rod, like, or somewhere in the house instead of outside.
It's probably safer. Less bugs and less pollen.
Yeah. Something I've really appreciated about working from home, and I tweeted about this the other day, and I don't know if you guys could relate as much, but I have a lot of clothing items that need to be hung to dry or lay flat to dry because they don't go in the dryer. And none of the clothes I've been wearing need to do that because it's all like shitty sweatpants and t-shirts and sweatshirts and stuff like that. So doing my laundry is so much faster now.
Are you getting excited at the speed of your laundry?
Oh, absolutely. I'm like, I have to do laundry. Oh, that's fine. Like, I'll just put it in the washer. It'll be done. Then I can put everything in the dryer. It's the easiest thing. I don't have to sort through every fucking item and be like, this one needs to be hung. This one needs to be lay flat.
I'm still trying to maintain as much normalcy as possible. So I'm still trying to wear the same clothes that I would wear even when I go into the office.
So you're wearing like jeans and stuff?
Well, from the part you can see on camera.
Well, that doesn't count. It doesn't count at all.
I had been wearing jeans. I think last week I finally gave up and I started wearing shorts.
Well, maybe if you'd kept them in the freezer, you'd be more inclined to wear them.
That's what I'm saying.
You mean the chiller?
The Frigidaire.
It's the make colder. I think we've all decided. This is how the idea falls apart. We can't decide.
I thought it was the cool maker.
The cool maker. There it is. The cool maker.
Wait, isn't that Mentos? Oh, that's a fresh maker.
Fresh maker.
We get a cease and desist from Mentos.
Yeah. Just watch.
So-
Cool Maker is going to be some candy slogan in the next year.
So
yeah,
Eric-
the Cool
Eric,
Maker.
Eric gave us the origin of refrigerator. It's the Latin verb refrigerare, and ultimately from the adjective frigus, meaning cold. And
Okay.
it dates to the preceding century, and frigus gave the adjective frigid. So there you go,
Okay. So it's based on the same word.
based on old Latin words.
What's Gus based on?
Gus, I think it's probably Latin, right? Like Augustus Caesar, that kind of stuff. And it just got changed. It like permeates.
Would you? How much
Permutated?
money? How much money would it take for you to legally change your name to Gus, but the U had an umlaut?
Goose.
How would you
Goose.
pronounce it? Is that goose?
Goose.
Yeah, like Goose.
I like that. When I was a kid, I was always envious. I grew up on the border with a very high Mexican population, and I was always envious of the kids who had an Enya in their name because I thought it was super cool, and I was always
Ah.
upset that I did not have an Enya in my
Like
How
name.
can we
Saldana?
incorporate that
Right.
into your name?
Well, I have no N's anywhere.
I know.
So.
Well, I'm thinking like we change your name so we could have the umlaut and I don't know what you just said. The
So-
squiggly.
Enya.
Enya.
That's
There's
the one.
when I was in third grade, there was a kid who was kind of mean to me, and instead of calling me Gustavo, he would call me Gusano, which means worm.
Oh, come
Jeez.
on.
I
Come
fucking,
on, man.
I
That's
fucking hated that.
Also, I love this like super villain quality to that. Like, you worm. That's like definitely something that's like definitely the insult of a high tier villain.
Yeah, but I also thought, well,
Absolutely.
it does have an N. I could put an N on that.
Yeah, you could be Gusanyo.
Gusano, which is nothing. Do any of you guys have nicknames that kids who picked on you called you in elementary school?
I had the
Vagina.
most uncreative fellow students because in my school, it was my elementary school, I hit 5'9" by the age of 12.
Wow.
And I was like the tallest kid in the school for like 2 years, boys included. And the girls in the grade above me started calling me Tree.
Yeah.
Not creative or clever or funny
pretty
in the
funny.
least.
Or like it really that insulting. Like
I was
it's
just
just
like-
kind of like I mean D for effort, y'all.
Yeah,
That's
I'm like,
really
I'm sorry that you are so offended by the fact that I am a height that bothers you and that I have absolutely zero control over, to the fact that you have to make fun of me for it. It was just such a strange choice.
that really feels like someone like it's like, hey, you came up with a really clever like insulting nickname for Barbara today, right? Yeah, it's Tree. Fuck, like it was the last second decision, like poking around.
The Cool Maker.
Yeah.
Shit.
Cool.
But it did. Eventually, a couple of kids found out that my name Barbara in French translates to the bearded one, which is not a nickname you want in high school when you're going through puberty.
I feel like as well, people should. Your name is already Barbara. Like,
Right, I
How
have
many
it hard
Barbaras?
enough. I have enough problems in my life.
Yeah, it's weird that they would call you that, but it's also weird that they would think that you would find it insulting. Like, I don't know how anyone could be insulted by that.
To be fair, I think it might have gotten to me. I think I was a very sensitive kid. And it, I talk about it on Always Open all the time about how like the older you get, the less you care about what people think. And man, that is true because I cared so much about what people thought of me when I was that age. And now I could give less of a fuck.
It's funny how when you're younger, that's really a big deal to you. It's like trying to win that approval of your peers. And then every year that goes by, it's like you care less and less and less. And eventually it's just like, all right, whatever. It literally does not matter at all.
I think about that often, like, because I don't know if someone, if I were back at that age and as a person who did care, a lot about what people thought, like if someone as an adult could communicate to me like, hey, none of this fucking matters. Like
Yeah.
you're it's like one day you'll be 30 and you won't give a fucking shit about any of these people, anything here. Like this is so unbelievably temporary, but like at the time it means everything. And I just like, I don't know that it's possible because I don't plan on having children, but like if there was like, if there would be a way to communicate that to someone that age, like, man, you're really, you will not lose a second of sleep over these people and this place later in life.
That's excellent advice as well. And the way to like speed that ahead, to really fast track that, is become someone who's on the internet for a living at an early age, and then you really won't give a shit when all these random people are making comments about your personality and appearance. It's like you just get overloaded until nothing matters at all.
Yeah, we did that. We did that roast video.
With you for a long time, but those kids aren't going to remember you or what they called you in like a year from now, but you're going to have that stick with you for a really long time. Meanwhile, they've gotten past it, you know?
That's
like,
the unfortunate thing, is that like my strongest memories from being in school are from my interactions with the bullies. They're the people I remember and the people I like actively dislike to this day. But I probably had some really good times with some really good people, and it's just not as front in my memory. It's quite sad, really.
On the negative.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is sad. But that's like we did that roast video on Rooster Teeth where John put that photo of me on the Roast Me subreddit, and it was kind of the same thing where it's just like people can write whatever they want. It's like it's fine. It doesn't matter. I've already heard worse, and I've already thought worse.
I'm sorry, I cannot stop laughing at the way Gus just like, yes, that is sad. Anyway, moving on. Yes, I agree.
It's like he has a bunch of stamps like for different emotions. Sad. All right, moving on.
Yes,
that is funny.
I do not grasp your human emotions.
and transmission.
Affirmative on the sad.
Oh dear.
Do you think it's going to be weird when we finally get to see people again, like in person? Like,
Absolutely.
Is it going to be? Yeah,
it's already been weird seeing like every now and then, like Gus, you came by my place to pick up a webcam the other day
from a safe distance.
Yeah, like I was looking at you through my window and I was like, this is weird to see Gus in person, technically, because like I hadn't seen a physical body of someone I know in a really long time. That's not just like on screen. Mm-hmm. And I can't imagine like when we all get back to work, whenever that day comes, and like seeing that many people too all around you. I feel like I'm gonna cry, honestly.
I've got that webcam right here.
Yeah. I feel offended that you're not using it.
I used it for a couple of days. I needed a stopgap solution until I had something else working, because that webcam's only 720p. I needed something with a little more resolution.
Webcams
see all this
are
splendor.
Shit. Still, they're so bad. Like there's no like webcam that you can have fine control over that isn't just makes its own mind up depending on how much light you have. They're shite. Every webcam I've used has been wank.
And plus, they're all sold out everywhere.
Yeah,
it's like impossible to find one anyway.
Yeah, we had to borrow some from Achievement Hunter. Luckily, I had a couple spare ones.
I'm using a GoPro as a webcam.
No, like,
instead of the 720p one I gave you, Gus. How rude.
Yeah, much higher resolution.
So like, yeah, why are they such crap? Like, it is. Do you think it's from like a lens hardware thing, or do you think it's software, like, you know, it like auto adjusting for light and exposure and stuff? That
I just assumed it was like based on like the protocols that were invented for video chat were just so limited that maybe the webcams didn't have to have anything fancy attached to them. But all this like variable frame rate crap just really pisses me off. I don't know why there's no, like, the cam link is a good solution, but it's not a camera. You just put real cameras and plug them into it. So I don't know why webcams are shit.
Because ostensibly it should be like one of the easiest things to crack in my mind. It's like, just a decent quality lens with like, you know, the right throughput of data, like, should be really simple.
And it probably boils down to cost. Realistically, it's like, what kind of sensor are you putting in there, and who's going to pay that much money for it? So they want to probably keep it like sub $100, and then you really start limiting yourself.
Each webcam I've tried has different features that I've needed, but never all in one camera. Like, for example, the one before this is like some shitty piece of Logitech crap. The one before this had a much better frame rate, but the focus was between like here and here. So unless I was like, if the camera was at my face, it would make sense, but that's way too close. It just wouldn't focus far enough away. This one, it focuses far away, but the frame rate is anus. And I have a Razer one where it's got a light on it and it's pretty good, but the white balance just goes all over the gaff depending on what it feels like. It's like I want all of the control in one camera. I bet it exists. I've just not found it.
I think it probably is kind of a mixture of hardware and software, like actually being able to like fine tune the like white balance and like actually having like pro controls over the camera and over its processing would like really do wonders. But again, I think Gus is right. Like how many people thought we'd be doing like, be trying to do like professional quality like broadcast and stuff from webcams, like
it's
for
just
content.
It's not what they're for, really, is it? Like no one should be using this professionally. It's just to chat to your granddad or something,
right?
Or do like Zoom calls with your company, which I think is obviously a reason a lot of the webcams have been bought up immediately, because everyone is working from home, having to do video conference calls and stuff like that.
Yeah,
right. It's been interesting watching like late night shows try to adapt and using different cameras, because some of them, you can tell like, oh, they spend a lot of time on the lighting, or they have a decent camera, or they're probably using an iPhone. And some you're like, oh, they're just using a webcam. They just have a webcam hooked into a computer, and this looks terrible. So it's interesting to see like the gamut on broadcast television being from, oh, this looks like maybe a 480 webcam to, oh, they spent a lot of time rigging and lighting this to look good.
Yeah.
It's just like a whole new set of skills that maybe they weren't prepared for. I guess like on staff, they're like, oh shit, who knows how to hook up a camera to a computer?
It has made me really appreciate everyone's like individual setups. Like I forget who it was, but there was some celebrity or musician who did some video or live stream from his bedroom, and he didn't make his bed. And every single comment on it was about how his bed wasn't made, not the content itself. But like people get so hyper focused on like what's behind people, because that's like what they have to differentiate different things. Like everyone is sitting in front of a computer on a webcam, possibly with a microphone in front of them. And the only thing you could pay attention to is like, all right, what does this person have behind them? What room are they in? Like, this is what's making it different and interesting.
That's one of the reasons I chose the brick wall, is I figured it was just like bland. It's like a blank canvas. They don't have to worry about cleaning it. They don't have to worry about what's going on back there. It's like, it's just a brick wall. And it's not a white wall, which is like I would just disappear into. It's like, oh, it's got some color and some texture on it. I spent a lot of time looking at my walls.
You've been doing a lot of 90s stand-up, isn't that right, Gus? Doing a lot of like airplane food jokes and stuff like that, which people don't know about it.
Like a really harsh spotlight.
I can't get no respect, I'll tell you what. That's not 90s, that's 80s, isn't it?
I was a little further back, but you know what? It counts. We're there.
Been trying to find ways to minimize the casting couch feel of my room, which is why like before it was just my room with the couch, so I added a shelf, and I'm gonna put some artwork up here to somehow minimize the fact that there's a dark couch behind me, and hopefully people will feel like that suffices. And
I like the idea of adding a shelf makes a room like really less sexy.
Well, it's because the whole thing of the casting couch, right, is that it's just like a plain black couch in like a room full of nothingness.
Yeah,
right?
I think I can analyze this. The reason a shelf makes it like it makes it non-casting couchy is because a shelf is a place for memories, and a casting couch is no place for memories.
The opposite. Here's what you could have done, though, if you wanted to defeat the whole casting couch feel of that room. You could have removed the couch.
Very, very good advice.
You would think that, Gavin, except the movers who brought this couch into this room
did they build it in the room?
Told me this couch is never leaving this room. They had to take the doors off the fucking hinges to get this couch in here because it's a sleeper sofa. This is like my guest room in here.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, this like we recommend not trying to take this out until you're moving again because it's not coming out. So great idea. I appreciate
Look, it was a very impractical idea. Ideally, I think next time that we see you in that room, the couch will just be like on its side against the wall and be like, "Look, you can't bang on that. It's still
I
in
guess
here, but
I
you
could
can't."
put it against like this wall, but you'd still see it coming out a little bit this way.
Hey, Gav,
I think it looks nice.
I have a video idea. I think when all this is over, we should go to Barbara's house and we should remove that couch from that room.
Oh, let's do it. Where do you want it, Barbara?
There's no other place that it's gonna fit. Like every inch of the place that I live in is
We're
full.
That's Barbara's problem. That's not our problem. All we're gonna do is we're gonna get it out of that room. Beyond that, that's on her.
Yeah, that's
I
like
think-
what's the landing outside the room is probably a fine place for it.
We'll find out. I think next week on the podcast, I actually want to take the bed. I don't know if it'll fit now they have my desk in here, but I'll see if I could take the bed out and do the podcast from the bed of this couch.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it'd be super comfortable.
Well, are you using a webcam on your laptop?
No, so I have a PC and then I have 2 monitors, and the webcam is up on my main monitor. It's just like kind of hooked onto it. But maybe I could rig something special up, like do like Slumber Party RT podcast next week.
The other day, I
Leave the
realized
skylight on.
I was looking at my monitor from the backside, and I realized that I have the camera and a light on like one. They're not in the middle; they're on one side of the monitor, and I realized that everything on the monitor is like really askew. And when I sit down at it, I didn't realize it, and I stood up and looked at it. I was like, "Oh, my monitor looks like it's about to fall over. It's tilting over to one side." So I need to figure out something so that it doesn't fall over here. I'll do that after the podcast.
It's a good idea. Do you guys all have your webcams like up on your monitors, or like anybody using like a laptop?
Mine's
I'm
just on
using-
the top of my monitor.
I'm using the one that's just built into my MacBook.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Oh,
Like it actually looks like decent.
How are you recording audio then?
That's microphone?
Not with like what microphone? I mean, like what's
Are you
what
are
software?
you recording audio locally as well?
yeah, I'm doing it in Audition
Oh, there you go.
because Audacity doesn't work with Catalina.
Yeah,
I found
learned
that out
the
after
day
the
we
first podcast.
It just records a great feature. It just records a flat nothing waveform. Absolutely nothing. What a good feature. What great feature.
It records
Nope.
the audio equivalent of my dreams. Just a black nothing.
It records the void.
No errors, no indication that anything's wrong, just an empty blank file.
And not something you could fix easily by futzing with security settings. Just it doesn't work with Mac now.
Why?
Right.
Why is that? Did that
'Cause
change?
Yeah, they put out a new operating system and it don't work.
Yeah,
Oh, that's fun.
they restricted access to like core services like audio, access to the microphone.
I tried to go out in my back garden earlier just to get a bit of fresh air, and I had to come inside because a crow landed on my table, and I have this. There was a candle out there, but it hasn't been lit in ages, and now it's just the candle holder's just full of water. It's like a bowl of water. And a crow landed with a bit of bread and started dunking it
What the fuck?
No.
in the candle, and it was like mugging me off with wet bread. So I just went inside.
It's your
Mugging
house,
me off.
Gavin.
That's another Love Island term I've heard so many times.
Yeah, it's all about getting mugged off and getting
Get
pied
mugged
off.
off. And make sure you're absolutely fuming.
Yeah.
Hide
That-
off. Is that like 4 and 20 blackbirds baked in a pie? That kind of thing?
It's like receiving a custard pie to the face, like rejecting
Oh.
someone.
Okay. Of course, obviously. I'm stupid for not knowing that.
A cream pie.
So,
Oh.
so your crow was just enjoying a nice like Flanders special, just white bread with a glass of water for dipping.
Yeah, and I was watching it sort of thrash this soggy bread around, and I started gagging, and I was like nowhere is safe. I can't go anywhere.
You think
It's
you think
because-
that bird saw a video of you complaining about wet bread?
Do you think Michael sent that bird to you?
He paid it and tied bread to its face. I don't know if it was a crow or a raven. I don't know the difference.
But it was not a grackle?
wasn't a grackle. I know.
Did he say nevermore?
That's a good one. That's actually really good.
That's a Poe man's joke. Hey.
Oh.
Real fast, I want to say thanks to our first members for supporting this stream.
Yay!
And RTTV is normally something that's available exclusively to first members, but right now we have it open up to the public, and it's all because of all of our first members who support the stream and support the things we do. So thanks, first members. You guys are awesome.
I love watching my audio in Audacity when I clap because it's just like spike, 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 spike. You guys ever play the game when you're recording your own audio to try to make a dick?
Dick wave.
Yeah, dick wave.
Yeah.
Who
Who taught you dick wave? Who
Is
taught
that
you
something you need to be taught?
I don't know.
That's why I'm not allowed back in the park.
Jesus Christ. Is there an Urban Dictionary entry for dick wave?
Let me look. Let's see. I'm looking up dick wave. No, there's a dick waiver. Do you want me to look that one up?
Yes,
Is that
please.
like you sign away the rights to?
No.
Oh.
A guy being often overly blatant, annoying, aggressive, belligerent, and/or rude human being based on some level in masculine dominance or behavior, or what may be seen as by some as such.
So someone in the chat saying crows are small, ravens are bigger and more black. I mean, I look at a bird, I don't think, oh, that's a big one. Well, that's a small one. I mean, how do you know if a bird is big or small? It's
By
not a
looking
peacock.
at it?
What do you mean?
Like, I guess you need comparison, right?
If I see
That's-
one bird, I'm not like, that's a big crow. Well, that's a small one.
Did you see that photo like a week or two ago on Reddit of the bald eagle next to a wolf?
Oh, is it like the size of a wolf?
The bald eagle was bigger than the wolf.
What?
Yeah, it's like, I guess someone caught this photo on a game cam, and they're like fighting over a piece of meat or something, and the bald eagle is fucking huge. It makes the wolf look tiny, like a house pet, like a dog you would keep in your house. Like, that bald eagle is massive. It was scary.
If I just took a bald eagle in my hands and I just wrung its neck in front of you, an American, would you be really offended?
Not as an American, but as someone who likes animals, I would be mortified.
But it's like
I'm gonna take this one out of the bag from like 2011. But would that be illegal?
Oh, very good.
I hate this setup because I make a pun, everyone's fucking quiet, broadcast lingers on my shot, so I'm
You
staring
make a
into the
pun.
void with no
you make
feedback.
you make a pun and the follow-up is like Andrew's dream.
All right, motherfuckers. I'm watching you.
What's happening? Is it illegal to kill him? Oh my god, it's massive! Yeah,
It's
I
got
sent
to
you-
be.
I
that's
sent
got to
you
be a
the photo.
perspective thing.
No, there's more photos in that thread. I just chose that
Oh,
one. They're all
Jesus.
like that.
Why is it so? I couldn't wring that thing's neck if I wanted to.
It would kill you. sent
I
him the
would not
photo.
want to see that walking around in a dark alley late at night.
But my favorite part of that photo of this eagle is just how ho hum it seems. Like, same shit, different day. Just gotta come down here and fucking rifle through these bones and pick
Look,
off
if-
something good to eat. Finally, fuck.
If a bird gets that big, it's seen some shit. It's jaded.
It's true. That's true. It's seen the abyss. It's seen the darkness.
It
And
looks
it's
like
stared back.
it looks like a businessman from like 1982,
Wait, show the picture again. I'm gonna imagine it with a briefcase.
and it's wearing like one of those really big trench coats with the shoulder pads.
It looks like it's waiting to cross the street in the rain.
Like, I feel like you'd see that character in Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
With Donald Trump.
I don't know what you're talking
Featuring.
about.
I sent you a couple more photos just so you know that it's not purely perspective.
Holy shit! That second one is just like, hey, I'm scavenging here.
Look at me.
Jesus
yeah.
That's
Christ.
mental.
They're huge.
That'd be
Don't mess with
aw-
them.
Yeah. Don't try and kill one.
I don't know if you guys saw this. This was like a few months ago at this point, but apparently near the Rooster Teeth office, there was some coyotes and wolves, or not wolves, coyotes and foxes, like running around nearby the office.
Are they taking the office from us?
No, this was like months ago while we were still
okay.
there, but they could be now for all we know. We haven't been there.
People are pointing out in chat that that was a coyote in the photos, by the way.
Oh, that makes it way less impressive.
That this giant bird is towering over a dog, a coyote.
Yeah.
The wingspan of a bald eagle is between 5.9 to 7.5 feet. So it could conceivably have a 7.5-foot wingspan.
That's like, because like, isn't your quote unquote wingspan like fingertip to fingertip supposed to be your height
Yeah, usually, yeah.
usually? So like mine would be like a 5'9" wingspan. That fucking
so
eagle would be bigger.
You'd
than
be a
me.
small adult bald eagle.
Yikes.
Okay, so now knowing that that's a coyote, I could take that eagle.
The whole
I could
game
do
has
it.
changed.
Yeah.
The whole game's changed.
I'll pull a full Bernie and say that I could fight that eagle.
Please do. I would love to see that.
So it's funny you say that there were coyotes out by our office, because I feel like lately I've been seeing more wildlife by my house. I don't know if anybody else is experiencing this, but there are possums everywhere around my house again. I thought I had dealt with this problem last year. They're back. And there's so many of them.
What's the price of fox piss these days?
I got to find out. Like I went to go walk my dogs the other night in the backyard, and I turned on the light, and there was maybe the biggest possum I've ever seen in my life, and it didn't move. Like I was like banging on the window to try to scare it away. It did not care. Like I opened the door a little bit and started yelling at it. It didn't move. It just stood there.
Do you think it's because there's less humans walking around and mingling about that they're like, we're free, we could roam the streets without fear?
Maybe, but long story short, that possum owns the house now. I'm paying it rent to stay here.
It's your landlord. Yeah, it's. I wonder which, like, if there is a slight increase in animal bravery right now, just because there's less people to mess with them. They're probably getting pretty confident.
Yeah, I was listening to one of my friend of mine's podcasts, and they were talking about how like in New York there's like essentially rat gang warfare going on, because like restaurants and stuff that normally like, you know, feed the rat population with their scraps and like trash and stuff that's like, you know, left out are closed and not doing that anymore. So now like these rats, emboldened by hunger and lack of you know, people around, are just fucking toughing it out in the streets, which is insane.
Well, I've seen some video of monkeys in Thailand and those deer in Japan, where like normally tourists go and they feed them. Like those animals that normally depend on tourists coming and giving them food and scraps and whatnot, they're just like running rampant in their cities now. I saw like a swarm of monkeys in Thailand, like running through a city.
That was like at this point a couple
everywhere.
weeks ago, wasn't it? Like near the beginning of this whole shelter in place thing.
Yeah, that was last month. I can't imagine how much worse it is now. And those deer in Japan are already aggressive to begin with. I can't imagine what they're doing.
I don't know if you guys have noticed either, or if it's just, maybe it's because it's beginning to be summertime in a bit, but I've noticed birds chirping way more than I have before.
Yeah, there's a lot of birds. They're loud. They're really loud.
Yeah.
You're probably just spending more time out during the day, though. Like, are birds chirping more?
No, but I hear it from inside.
But you're not usually inside.
Yeah.
Usually at work.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I also would attribute that to the fact that there's a lot less. I feel like there's a lot less kind of city white noise from traffic and people out and about and cars and trucks and stuff like that, has just created quieter cities. So we're hearing a lot more of nature just kind of in the day to day. That's my very uninformed shoot from the hip theory. But
well, that's how we operate on this podcast: uninformed and shooting from the hip.
Yeah, anybody who takes anything we say as advice or something that is like true
gospel,
or that we're experts on, then they clearly haven't been watching the podcast for very long.
Speaking of things that we're not experts on, I launched an aviation disaster podcast last week.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh, did you get some stuff wrong? Is that why you're laughing?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think the feedback has been very positive. People
Because I was
were
going to say, you are an expert at that kind of. You do like
but
tons
I
of
don't
research.
Have, I don't have like any background in that. I don't have accreditation in that kind of thing. But we have luckily we have a crew that really do a lot of research into it that help out. But it's been great. It's been really well received. You can look for Black Box Down wherever you get podcasts, and we're going to be doing tons of different aviation incidents. We started with an Air Canada flight, Air Canada 143, the Gimli glider.
Did you see Jessica's tweet about it?
Jessica, I don't think so.
She did a really nice tweet. She was like, "This, I love this. It happens to be made by Rooster Teeth, but even if I didn't work here, I would still listen to this podcast." I thought it was quite a sweet little tweet.
Yeah. I think I did see that. Yeah, that's good. But yeah, you should listen to it. It's been a lot of fun. We've recorded quite a few episodes so far.
It also like had a great debut. Like I'm really glad people were checking it out. Like didn't it debut at like number 7 in true crime or something like that?
Yeah, I think it was right behind Serial in true crime, dude. Which is like where you want to be. Like you want people to scroll through true crime, you see Serial, and then you see our thing right next to it. But it was pretty good.
And number 55 of all podcasts on Apple. Wow.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Which is great for a first episode, like starting out from nothing.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's really awesome.
Yeah, so we're really happy about it. And there'll be a new episode coming out on Thursday. So go subscribe and rate it. Give it 5 stars or thumbs up or a heart or whatever exists. It's available on all platforms. Whatever you use to listen to podcasts, it's there. Did you know you can ask your phone to play a podcast? Like if you say like the thing that activates your phone and then say play Black Box Down, it'll start playing the latest episode.
So if
Same
you
with
said
the
it,
Amazon Alexa, right?
Yeah.
And
if
Google.
you said it on this podcast,
I could get a bunch of.
You could technically get a podcast to start listening to another podcast.
Yes.
If
let me give it a shot. Hey Siri, play Black Box Down.
Okay, Black Box Down podcast now playing.
But the thing is, what you've done there is you've turned everyone listening to this podcast. You've just ended it.
No, because it only activates for my voice. My Hey Siri.
It's a load of shit. A load of nonsense, Barbara.
It activates for all of them.
No, it doesn't. Try it.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on then.
No, it's set up for your voice.
Yeah, put it up to your headphones again and see if Gus could do it.
Okay.
Hey Siri. It's different. It's coming through a headphone. It knows that it's not a real voice.
I get you. You cannot activate mine.
Nice
I can't
try,
activate
Sorella.
mine. Watch. Hey Siri. Nothing.
What? That's not real.
It's your voice. It is. The Google one I think is different, but I think the Hey Siri one, you set it up with your voice.
I don't think so. I don't know about that.
Let me get Trevor's phone in here.
Do it.
Yeah, we need to learn.
Let me see if he's here.
I know you have to say a bunch of phrases to it, but I didn't think it was like doing that to ignore other voices. I just thought it wanted to know like what accent you have.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's like, are you British or do you speak correctly like an American?
Well,
do you have to when you set it up? Do you have to like read it a bunch of phrases like it's a sleeper cell agent? Like you have to read it read it a bunch of codes like dolphin, Bermuda.
No, you just have to say. You just end up saying "Hey Siri" a bunch of times to it.
Oh, okay.
All right. So basically, Trevor's here. We're arguing because
that's my boss. That's my boss.
That is your boss.
Hey, that's my employee.
My boss.
We're basically arguing because I said the Hey Siri function is activated with your voice.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't activate my Hey Siri.
Right.
Like if I hold up both your phone and my phone, only your phone would get activated.
Oh, hey Siri.
I'm blown away by this. I'm blown away.
You didn't know that?
No way. I refuse.
And then
you do it.
Yeah. Hey Siri.
Okay, but like do an impression.
Do an impression?
Trevor, do a Barbara impression.
Trevor, do a Barbara impression.
I got this. Hold on. I want to make sure they both. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Hey. I'm sorry. Hey Siri. It got me though. Is that what it sound like? Here. You come down. Do you do me?
Okay, say something normal.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
How about hey Siri?
Hey Siri.
Yeah, just copy that.
Hey Siri.
Well, neither of them went off.
Hey Siri.
Oh.
Hey Siri.
It puts the lotion in the
Siri.
basket, Siri.
No, it
So
doesn't
can your
work.
phone tell that you're Jewish?
Gavin. Thanks, sweetness. So I'm telling
Is it
you,
listening for woman or Canadian or Jewish?
your voice.
Yeah, I'm curious if we had if Gavin and I had ours together, or if one of us were there with Trevor, would it recognize? Is it because one of you has a more
No, well-
feminine voice and one more's masculine?
No,
Remember actually setting up Hey Siri on your
No,
device?
I remember that, but I thought it was just for more for accent.
no, it measures waveform. So like everyone's voice has kind of a unique sound and waveform. It's energy. That's what gives each of our our vocal.
energy.
Our vocal cords vibrating. That has a unique waveform, and so
That has blown
it
my
listens-
tits off. That is.
it listens to that.
I'm amazed. So why don't they use it for more interesting stuff then, like personal identification and things?
Because you
My
can't
voice
always
is my password.
you can't always talk depending if you want to use your phone for something like say you shouldn't be doing this, but in a movie theater or something like that, and you just check something on your phone, you can't be like, "Hey."
You know what's the worst? I fucking hate Face ID right now, because anytime you go out in public, you're wearing a goddamn mask, and it has no idea who you are.
Yeah, but can't you just scan your face wearing a mask?
Could you do that?
I don't know. Can you hold more than one face in Face ID?
I don't think so. I think you can only hold one face in Face ID.
Hmm.
But then if you scan your face with a mask, then is it less secure? Can anybody using a mask unlock it?
Well, here's what you need to do then. You need to 3D print the lower half of your face and use that as a mask.
What if you had a printout, not even 3D print, but just a printout of the lower half of your face on the mask?
Well, surely it's detecting the depth of your face, not the what it looks like. You're right. Andrew.
It has topographical scanning abilities. And scans,
It does, doesn't it? It's like a
It must.
infrared thingy.
I just imagine Gus, going to the store and needing to get in his phone, but also having this nightmarish copy of the lower half of his face.
And the colors all off.
Face. Yeah. It's like, oh
What?
god.
We're not billed as a technology podcast, are we? Just making
No,
sure.
thankfully
no. That'd be real bad. We're hardly billed as a podcast.
According to Eric, we're barely a podcast to begin with.
I put too much whiskey in my drink.
Oh, what are you drinking? What's with your whiskey?
Coke and whiskey. I'm having what is it called?
Coke and
Why-
whiskey.
Yeah, but I forget what brand of whiskey I have. What do I
Maker's Mark.
remember?
Jack Daniels.
Yeah, Maker's Mark. Yeah, the
Maker's
one with the red
Mhm.
wax top.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Oh,
the
so
one.
in chat, sflynn33 says that I keep activating their phone.
Yeah, I read some people said that Trevor activated their phone when they did the Hey Siri thing. So
Interesting.
maybe it's loosely your voice. I don't know.
So I now know that sflynn33 or whoever that was, they sound like me. That we have a very similar voice then.
Because you could can't you call people? I don't think you could text people, but can't you call people and do other functions by just activating the Hey Siri without even Face ID?
I think you can text as well. I think you can disable that in the settings. You could say that you need to authenticate before you do that, but by default, I think you're able to do that without
Interesting.
needing to unlock the phone.
It's a way to get around it.
Mm-hmm.
Hack the system.
You just said something, Barbara, that put something in pretty sharp relief in my life. You just said that you put too much whiskey in your drink. It just occurred to me, I haven't had a drop of alcohol since this quarantine started. I just don't drink at home. I guess
How
drinking.
is that possible?
I think drinking for me must be an entirely social activity.
I'm the
because
same way.
Oh, me too.
There's
it's,
no
it's
reason
the
to-
podcast that I
It's
do
the
it.
podcast. God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I only drink because I'm shy by nature and I'm bad at talking to people socially. It kind of even worse so when I know them. So it helps. It helps with that if I have a couple. But yeah, at home, it's I can talk to Meg just fine.
I only do it because there's too many hours in the day.
like time speeds up when you have a few.
Gus, should we be giving you like more to do? do you need some?
It's like, oh, it's 10 a.m. I earned this.
It's like, guys, come on, it's so simple. I just use it to cope. What's the word?
So what's that? What?
To survive this hellish, weird future we live in, where going outside is poison.
Oh,
I'll get over the outside poison with indoor poison instead.
pick your poison.
So what's your earliest poison that you've had during quarantine?
Oh,
during this period?
This one right now, actually, that I'm drinking here on the podcast.
Oh, okay.
So like,
you're
like
not
5 o'clock?
You're not hitting it up like with breakfast.
No, God, no.
Okay.
That's called exaggerating for comedic effect.
Okay.
No,
I only have been drinking when I've been doing like podcasts or shows because I feel like it makes me feel like I'm at work again.
Yeah, thankfully I still have a lot of work outside of being in, Rooster Teeth content. I'm still making slow-mo and stuff. So it
Yeah, you
actually
put
is
out
a
that
detriment
crazy-
if I start getting drunk at noon. Like I can't do real work.
You put out that crazy video with all the sparkles. Like what? Yesterday was it? 2 days ago?
Yeah, dumping all that glitter.
That was
Really
cool.
sort of trying to destroy the YouTube compression, which it does on lower resolutions. I was quite happy with that.
I was telling Gavin that when the blue glitter was falling down, it reminded me of when you watch HBO, like at the beginning, the HBO logo spins up and they have like that static background that comes up. And I remember when my internet connectivity was slower, anytime I would stream something online from HBO and that static would pop up, like my video would freeze and buffer for a few seconds as it dealt with all of the different pixels changing in that manner. Because it's a real pain in the ass. I don't know why they still use that when they stream. You'd think when they stream, they would use a different one.
That bumper is literally the worst thing if you're trying to provide like a high quality visual experience over, video streaming. It's the worst thing you could do because it just looks like shit in every time you see it.
Mm-hmm. I feel like they've tweaked it a little bit. It's not quite the same that it used to be. I feel like there's less static than there used to be, but it's still I don't understand why that's the thing that they go with. I guess they've done it for so long, but change it up. Get with the times.
I mentioned in the video that Dan and I are probably the only people who can actually watch that video because we were just watching it raw off the camera in the screen. I was like,
wasn't the raw like 3.6 terabytes or something?
Jesus.
Yeah, the raw of the timeline, yeah, but also I'm using like an 8K camera for the normal stuff. I could export just the phantom shots for smaller than that. I was just trying to be a little drama queen there.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's too much. I watched that video and it was it's a nightmare to try to watch on the compression.
Yeah, my brother messaged me and said it gave him a headache. Like he actually was just lying down afterwards.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in. That's for sure. Are you still finding glitter everywhere?
Yeah, and I will for the rest of my life.
Yeah, we did that to Matt's desk in that carnival video that we did. We had a Sparkle Surprise was the name of the game where we just had people shoot at cups that were filled with different types of glitter, ranging from like super like big pieces to very fine. And I'm disappointed that we're not at work anymore because I would have checked in on him every day to find out how much glitter he was finding.
I had to cut out because like Dan and I, when we're filming, we have a ton of just inane conversations and just random stuff that I usually cut for time. And I had like a 2-minute rant about glitter and how much I hate it and how bad it is for the environment. And then I realized that it had taken up like 15% of the video. I was like, I'm just going to cut all that. Like, what's the point? No one's here for that.
And then you go and make a
Bitching
video
about
with the glitter.
Yeah.
Fuck this shit. All right, let's use it.
Let's go.
Have you guys experienced any like silver linings to your time at home, like being able to work on something that you weren't able to before, or like even like your skin's in better condition from not having to be busy all day doing stuff? I don't know, like anything like that?
No.
Nothing?
I mean, I'm doing a ton of stuff that's just been too low on my list of priorities. Like I'm hanging stuff on the wall is my main thing. Like stuff that's just been lent against the wall for years. I'm just like, I'm going to put this up. Stuff like that.
I would say one thing that one of the silver linings I think is I am cooking a lot more and a lot different stuff and a lot better stuff because like getting groceries is kind of a like you have to way plan ahead, and so it's good to have like meal prep and like stuff to plan for the next like following week when you can get groceries. So yeah, I think my eating habits will probably continue, and doing that and meal planning and stuff will probably be something that carries on even after quarantine is lifted and we all kind of go back to normal. I still kind of want to keep it up because it's just it's saves money, honestly. Like just making meals and being as efficient as possible with
big time, yeah.
groceries saves money, and yeah, I'm just making much more varied and better food. So yeah, it's kind of forced me to expand horizons.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
The same thing.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. Where I'm just like, I'm not wasting. Like nothing seems to go bad because we're just using everything from the fridge. And I feel like when you have time, you can make much smarter decisions with money. Just like you like think about everything through. You're buying it in advance. You're like pre-planning all the food and stuff. You're not ordering in as much, and it's a lot cheaper. It's crazy how that works.
Mm-hmm. For me, something I've noticed too, and I don't know why this is, because it's not like we do back-breaking work at Rooster Teeth or anything that physical, but like my nails are longer and healthier than they've ever been in my entire life. And
you mean like manual labor?
Yeah, we're not
That's
doing
what you're saying, like we don't work hard at Rooster Teeth.
No, I guess I meant like not physical.
Right.
We don't do a lot of like, manual labor. And like I don't work with my hands on anything other than typing.
Rooster Teeth isn't the docks. Like we're not like loading.
It's not the
They're
fish
fucking
market.
long. These are the longest.
If you want to get a really shitty manicure, just drop by my dreams. I know someone. $15.
Perfect. I've been looking for a way to fuck them up real bad.
What do you think accounts for that? Why are your nails so long and luxurious?
I don't know. Like maybe I don't know. Maybe just like the harsh environment at Rooster Teeth was getting to my nails, or maybe like the fact that I'm inside and have more time for like self-care in that way, that I've just been like more aware of my like skin and nails and hair and stuff like that. I don't know how to describe it.
Has your diet changed like significant? Like, are you getting more or less of any kind of like nutrients or vitamins or something like that? Because that could definitely change your hair, skin, and nails.
Maybe I'm eating better, I think. Although there are definitely days where I'm like, let me visit the pantry every 30 seconds because I'm bored.
Because there's nothing else to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a thing that's like, does boredom increase appetite, or does like lack of boredom suppress appetite? Because it is weird to just be like, I'm not doing anything. Now I'm gonna find food. Like
when you're busy, it's like when you're busy, it's like you're preoccupied with something else. You're doing something or running around, taking care of other business. But when you're just like sitting around all day, it's like, well, there's nothing to do. Maybe I could eat something. Maybe I could eat something, or maybe I could go sit on the toilet for 5 minutes.
Yep, exactly.
Or in Gus's case, maybe the scotch will ease the pain.
There is that like phenomenon where it's like, am I bored or hungry? And you actually have to like think about it for a second. Like, do I just want to eat to help pass the time? Like, I don't know about you guys. Whenever I fly, I like getting food on the plane because I feel like it helps pass the time in some way, even though it like really kind of doesn't.
You're absolutely right. It's like a thing to do.
Yeah.
Well, I completely agree, but I think one of the things that like getting food on a plane, it's an event. Like it's a marker of time, which allows you to kind of contextualize it in life, like being in this one seat in this plane without like the context of anything really tangible outside the plane. You know what I mean? It's like a confined space. I feel like the meal that you eat or eating something on the plane is a marker. It just like allows you to sort of like temporally contextualize yourself.
Yeah.
Remember planes? Remember going places?
That's going to be the hardest thing to go back to, is to go through that whole experience of like going to the airport, being next to everyone, being on a plane.
You don't miss it at all?
Oh God, no, not at all. And it's just because I've traveled so much in such a short, the last 5 years have been mental for travel, and I'm loving it. I'm still loving not flying right now.
Yeah,
it makes me happy to think.
Polar opposite to you, like a year ago or so?
Yeah, well, whenever I was doing the travel show for YouTube was the height of travel. It was sad. I was getting sad just being on a plane all the time, and I recognize fully that it's a hell of an experience, and I was getting to go to places where, most people don't ever get to go, but doing it all the time and like coming home, emptying a suitcase, putting new clothes in it, and then leaving, less than 12 hours later, made me sad over time. And I'm just so appreciative to be at home for a bit. It's weird. I mean, it's like anything that happens is if you do it a ton, you sort of miss the old times, don't you? You miss the old way.
You always want what you don't have, essentially. I think.
True.
Well, yeah, to an extent, yeah.
Has anyone brought up that clip of you from Off Topic in February 2019 or 2018? Was it 2019? Where you were saying that you want 2020 to be the year of nothing, like no going anywhere, just like playing games and not doing anything.
I literally used the phrase, "Can 2020 be the year of nothing? I want to do nothing apart from just sit in my underwear playing video games." And
look
be
what
careful
you did.
what you wish for, folks. It's exactly what happened.
This is your fault. This is the Gavin flu.
I would try and brush some of it off onto the general achievement hunter curse, even though I was the only person involved in that statement. But
it was on an achievement hunter show, though. It was Off Topic.
Yeah, goddamn! What a comment to make.
I always love too how like you would never remember that you made that comment unless someone clipped it and like put it to your attention.
Yeah, I had no memory of it at all.
Well, that's what happens when you talk on camera for hours a week for years on end without that. Eventually, something comes true.
Yeah.
I've decided, by the way, I cannot be on 2 podcasts a week while
Too much.
Like I feel like I'm struggling week to week. Like this one has been fine because I'm not really. It's more conversational. I'm not really trying to like pull off my list of topics that I've made because there's not a lot on there.
There's nothing. Yeah.
But when it's also off topic, I feel like I'm just splitting my brain. I'm using 50% of it per podcast, and it just doesn't make for good content. I don't think. I'm going to try and limit it to 1 a week, if everyone's okay with that.
All right.
No.
Because last week I did 3 because of that other
3.
thing. Well, have you mentioned the other thing?
No.
Okay.
So it's okay. You can just do this podcast, Gavin. It's fine.
Yeah, this one's the first one, right?
I mean, there's plenty of achievement hunters to take care of off topic.
Yeah, just stick around here. People keep commenting, or not keep. I've noticed a few comments where people keep asking where people are asking if I have the the beauty filter on Zoom for some reason, and we don't use Zoom for this podcast. I don't know why. I feel like I do look like weirdly smooth for some reason when we do this podcast. Some people say that I look like I'm drawn in or animated, and I don't know. I think it's just the intensity of the light. What if I turn the light off?
Yeah, someone said you look cell shaded last week.
Yeah.
Oh god.
It's just the slide over here.
You look great.
I could do that too. Hold on.
Oh god.
How do I look?
You look great.
You look like me.
Good, right?
Look like you opened the Ark of the Covenant.
Has anyone got any sunglasses?
Oh god.
What is that light you have?
A Luxley cello.
Okay.
But it could.
It sounds like you just made that up.
It could do little different colors and shit. It's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool, actually.
Oh, nice.
We got these little panel lights that are like you have a rechargeable battery, and it has like a different brightness settings and different like color temperature settings too, which is pretty cool. I just keep it down here for my eye light.
Yeah. I have mine on this side, and it died halfway through this broadcast. So I had to switch it up into this desk lamp that I got right here. And I want to see what happens when I turn and then I have a nice ring light over here. I want to see what happens when I turn this one off. Oh god!
No.
Wow!
God, no.
Just your neck is lit up.
The neck light.
Yeah, that's my neck light. That's from the desk lamp hitting the desk and bouncing back underneath here. Yikes!
I think I'm not gonna shave until we're back at work.
You're gonna be so fucking hairy, dude.
Yeah, well, I already am. I feel like I've really ruined my lighting by messing with it.
I guess mine doesn't look too bad without this on. I don't know why I bother with it. You guys can still see me just fine. Lighting!
I've obviously been shaving. I'm thinking about. I don't know what I'm going to do with my hair. I don't know if I'm going to let it continue to grow or cut something crazy or. Well, because I mean, who knows how much longer we're going to be doing this anyway.
I would guess at least a month,
Mm.
Yeah.
at the very
I-
least.
I
think
am
longer.
I'm staying
Yeah.
true. I'm gonna stay the course. I'm not gonna cut my hair. I have not been style it, like I day to day don't really style it or anything, or like, blow dry it or brush it. I just let it air dry and it's very frizzy and curly. But the other night I was like, it's been a while since I've like actually like done my hair and like, blow dried it and like used a round brush and everything. And I like did it. It is insane. It is unbelievably. It's huge. It's everywhere. It's all over the place. But I'm not cutting it till this is all over. So we'll
I feel
see.
like Core should make the most of that, like film a short or something where there's a giant passage of time, but film it in reverse, so like everyone's like super hairy suddenly. But then you
That's a-
can shave after, film the beginning afterwards.
That
I
is
mean-
good. That's
Like
a good idea.
Was it Bernie's beard, Gus's beard, short for
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
season 1?
He steals Gus's beard or his facial hair, right?
I was amazed by how many people asked how we filmed that.
People think it was live switched.
Yeah. How are you doing that? We actually filmed a video. I don't know when it's going to be out. Obviously, within the next couple weeks, where a couple of us tried to see how large we could make our hair. And I won't spoil anything, but the results are hilarious. And it's Chad. He's fucking funny. He makes his hair so fucking big, and it's amazing.
Chad has a great head of hair.
He
I also
does.
liked the video. It was actually very disturbing. The snacks, the one
Snack
he did
hacks?
about snacks. I actually had to text Jessica afterwards just to make sure, just to be like, you don't really do that, right?
Oh, she absolutely does.
Insane. Absolutely certifiable. Just
She
Get-
might be a
get-
serial killer, and
get
I'd
the padded
be.
wagon.
She might be a serial killer.
But Drew's looked delicious. I want that.
Oh,
I'd maybe
I-
put less mayo on it, but
I
man, that
texted
was
Drew
good.
after, and I was like, "Dude, your snack is making me so fucking hungry. It looks like it slaps."
Yeah, I would just be worried about the shit I would take after that.
Did you try mine?
What was yours again?
Flamin' Hot
So-
Cheetos,
No,
ground
I
up.
don't, like the thing is, I don't like either of those things. If you combine two
Well-
disgusting things, it doesn't get good.
But two negatives make a positive,
Just
right?
try it. And for those of you watching who haven't seen the video, go check it out. But ultimately, it's ground up Flamin' Hot Cheetos, and then you cut pickles up and you put them in the Flamin' Hot Cheetos. I think I had talked about it on the podcast months ago,
Yeah.
but I actually made it now on Snack Hacks, and it's delicious.
I think we tried to make you make it on the podcast, but we didn't have quite the right.
Yeah, we didn't have
ingredients.
the right ingredients, and I wasn't in the right mindset. You got to be in the right frame of mind. A lot of people in the comments asking if I was pregnant. Am not, just like pickles. Although, anybody watching, it is 420. If you want to try a snack, today's the day.
So
Honestly,
today,
The way
Today
things
was
are going,
420.
every day is the day. Every day
True.
is the day. You want to do it? Fuck it, just do it.
Fuck it.
World's going on anyway.
What was Drew's snack hack?
like a
It was
corn
like
thing.
a Mexican street corn.
Mexican street corn. That's right. Yeah.
Elotes.
Elotes. Oh, so good.
So good.
I bet he seems like someone who's a great cook.
Yeah, Drew, I feel like knows how to do all the like basic house things. Like he's probably a really good builder, good cook, good at like repairing shit or like installing stuff.
I would say that he might be the most normal person at the company. The most normal person who is known to the audience. He's like the realist dude.
Very real,
my
very
opinion.
smart, very
Yeah.
capable.
It's like good, just good generic life skills
Yeah.
that a lot of people on camera don't have.
Well,
We're just a bunch of idiots.
it's about time to wrap things up here. Now that we're done talking about how great Drew is. Before we go though, I do want to remind everyone that we're live every day. People should check out the schedule to see what's next. There's things every day, all day long. And up next, in fact, we have Funhouse, who are going to be following up right after us right now as soon as we go off the air, which is right now. So thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. Click the bell for notifications and check out our all-new show, Last Laugh, by clicking on the chicken below. That's right, there's a chicken down there. Last Laugh is a competition where we put 12 people in a room for 6 hours, and if you smile or laugh, you're eliminated. So check it out. It's pretty cool.